Is it wrong to kiss the bracken? The Bracken, also known as Flower Man, are shadowy humanoid entities in the game Lethal Company. But what if smooch? Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir David, and today I'd like to play the game Is It Wrong to Kiss the Bracken? Greetings, employee. Currently registered members of the crew. Larry, he, him. As part of regular protocol, please enter your first name to log into the ship's system. I've never played Lethal Company, but I think I'd like to. It looks fun. Please register your favorite enemy. Huh? Enemy? Like person enemy or monster enemy? I've never played this game. Bob. Bob is my worst enemy. I hate Bob. You have entered Bob. The what? Oh, okay. You have entered the Bracken. Is that correct? Type yes. Not Bob? Okay. Yes. Landing on experimentation. What? Cute. Cute. Day 1. I was hoping for a fresh start, but I'm just in debt. I sigh as I jump off the side of the rickety ship, boots kicking up a flurry of dust. Another day. 2 undergrad degrees, 1 postgraduate, and a whole year of rejection emails. This is the best I can get. A rundown job doing God knows what in the middle of butt F nowhere in a desperate attempt to pay off my student debt. I collect scrap, drop it off, and receive payment. Rinse and repeat. Is that what you're supposed to do in Lethal Company? Sighing, I unlock my phone to check on my main group chat. It's my only solace keeping me going in this monotony, which is kinda sad now that I think about it. Affectionately named the Hot Monster Simp Chat, they've asked me to keep them updated during my assignment of this new moon. I scroll through the chat and peruse the usual flood of way too sexy monster pics before typing out a response. Heyo, landed safely. Are we on the moon? Is it haunted? Immediately I get a ping back from Ori. Of course she would be the only one to reply the quickest. If you see any hot monsters, kiss them. Got it, Ori. Got it. Got it. I laugh and type out a response. This isn't fantasy stuff, like Marhaeus Hora from Elder Papyrus. I don't want to die. Who was that? Did that person die in a spectacular way? Another friend responds with a fake crying gif. Chuckling to myself, I lock my phone and stash it in my pocket, turning to my teammate. What's the status? Larry's got bunny ears. Why do you have bunny ears, Larry? Are you a bunny? Larry turns and brandishes his clipboard. We haven't worked together before, but people back at HQ say he's easy to get along with, which rings true so far. Plus, he's a great navigator, and has experience with the freakish weather patterns common on alien moons. Everything looks good. The weather shouldn't be too bad for the duration we're here. Although, by my calculations, there's an 88% chance of a storm happening tomorrow morning. Ugh. Oh, should we set the shields up? Nah, let's do it later. We can grab some scrap inside and then set it up when the sun isn't too harsh. Nodding, I strap on the essentials, a flashlight and a walkie-talkie. When they're secure across my shoulder, I grab a shovel. What scrap are we getting up? Like, what crashed here to create this scrap? Thanks, Larry. Luckily, we shouldn't be here for too long. The quota isn't much this time. Larry nods and gathers up his flashlight and shovel, before jumping off the side of the ship, kicking up dust as he lands. I follow, looking up towards the looming building ahead. Experimentation, an abandoned moon that once held life, not very dangerous compared to the likes of the other moons, Like Dean or Titan. I turned to Larry. We should be careful. Always am. I trust Larry. Hopefully nothing bad happens to Larry. I huff as I stagger back towards the door, holding a large crate of bottles and a bolt, my shovel balanced precariously on top. I haul my cargo over to the ledge, dumping it onto the dusty ground below, before descending and talking into my walkie-talkie. Larry, I'm carrying stuff back to the ship. I'll hop on the terminal for a bit later. Okie dokie, pineapple pokey. Cute. Jack-o'-lantern. Back on the ship, I organize the current loot we have and do a quick scan. 80 credits. Not bad for the first haul of the day. While I'm there, I jump on the terminal, bringing up the monitor to check Larry's location. Nothing around you at the moment, Larry. I keep an eye on his little dot, walking around in the dark. Then I see it. Larry, be careful. Something's vented in the adjacent hallway. Crap, my flashlight's about to die. Larry! Larry! I can guide you. Just be quick, okay? Okay. You can get me out, right? Hopefully. Let me just hit this save button. Yeah, I can do this. I watch the red blip on the map slowly advance towards Larry. Approaching your 6. Hurry up! I watch on the monitor as Larry turns around, and whatever is coming up behind him freezes in place. Larry, are you okay? Fluff, I think I'm done for. What is it? My voice shakes. New creature data sent to terminal. It isn't moving. I've scanned it. My fingers fly across the keyboard, bringing up the file. I quickly skim the file. I think if you keep your eyes on it, it won't move. Let's see. Sigurd's danger level 80%. That's pretty high. Scientific name Vir colligerus, or colloquially named coilheads, have not been studied extensively due to their extreme unpredictability. Just stare at them or use a stun grenade. Okay. What? Like some weeping angel bullcrap? Yeah, hey, it'll be okay. I can see you on the monitor, remember? I'll guide you out. Okay. Yeah, okay. Let's do this. I'm sorry for yelling. No, that's okay. You're all good. Go straight backward. Keep your hand on the wall and take the first right. I need to get Larry out of there. Larry staggers backwards, slowly rounding the corner. Larry! Oh no! The coilhead springs forward at breakneck speed before freezing once it's in line of sight. Jeez. Crap! I know. I'll get you out, I promise. Larry! Several more instructions and words of comfort later, Larry is almost out of the labyrinthine sprawl of hallways. Larry! Suddenly, a second red dot appears from a nearby vent. Oh noes! Larry, something's vented a few hallways down, but we're almost there. Just keep moving. Ah! The dot rushes towards Larry. I need you to walk fast. You're just 2 turns away. Larry's speed picks up. Oh no! The second red dot makes contact. Larry! 3 things happen. I see Larry turn. Oh no! The coilhead rushes towards him, and finally the walkie-talkie activates. But all I hear is a sickening spring sound. Larry? You there? Please say something. Hello? Silence. No, Larry! I shut off the terminal. I couldn't do it. I feel sick. Hours pass and I remain on the floor, slumped over with my head resting on the terminal. Head home with the autopilot or grab the remaining cargo? Where is the remaining cargo? I guess grab the remaining cargo? I don't know. I should go grab the items at the entrance. Is the entrance safe? I don't know. I'm too busy mourning Larry. I slowly make my way to the front doors of Experimentation Site Building. Every step up the ladder is an ordeal as I heave my sluggish body up the rungs. I drag my feet across the dirt before pushing the door open with a loud creak. I gather the items left at the entrance, my muscles achy and slow with fatigue, a laser pointer, a crystal, and a jar of pickles. What? Is that all there was? What was that? I look up. Ah! Hey, buddy! You need something? And make eye contact with a dark shape looming in the corner, watching me. Larry?
Oh my god! Oh my god.
Oh no, the monster is hot! I fly into a panic, scrambling back against the door as it steps into view. Tall, humanoid, and dark in color, with glowing white eyes. Several leaf-like structures protrude from its back. Its eyes widen, and it takes a step forward. I need to distract it. Have some pickles! My fingers grasp the crystal and toss it at the creature. It falls short, landing at its feet. Aww. It stops, staring at the gem as it skids to its feet with a clattering sound. I take the chance to escape through the front door and sprint back to the ship. I don't sleep well that night. Day 2. Do you love the Bracken and its 2-hit multi-attacks? Ugh. I'm awoken by the horrific sound of the aircraft shuddering. It creaks loudly, as if the metal plating is barely holding together. The storm! Oh yeah! The shields! Oh man! Is that a thing that you have to do in this game? In my state last night, I forgot to set up the protective shields. Crap! The ship rattles as the storm batters the metal exterior. I hear something tearing and landing on the ground with a heavy thud. I have no choice but to wait till the storm subsides. Bunkering down in my cot, I wrap myself in my blanket. The winds tear at the ship's exterior. The entire ship creaks and shakes, pebbles making horrific clanging sounds against the sheet metal. I check my phone to see if I can at least talk to my friends in the Hot Monster Simp chat. No signal. Oh no. Great. I cover my ears, close my eyes, and wait. Whichever claims me first, sleep or the storm, can find me here. Several hours pass. After checking to make sure the weather is safe, I head outside to assess the damage. Well, crap. The ship is battered. The satellite on top is torn clean off and upside down in the dirt. There's a dark, black, viscous liquid draining out of the fuel tank. Oh boy. I rush inside to check the terminal, comms, and autopilot. Maybe I should have headed home. Offline flashes on the screen in bold red letters. Dang it! I slap the terminal in frustration. Immediate regret sets in, and I cradle my hand. Double crap. I need to find some way to repair this ship, or maybe I can find something useful inside the building. I'm not too worried about food, given that there's a water source and some edible flora and fauna on the planet. I'm more worried about what lurks inside the building. But given that Larry and I were the only two on this assignment, and Larry's gone. Pour one out for Larry. I have no choice but to face whatever's in there. Alone. Aren't you with, like, groups of 3 or 4 or 5 in this game? It kind of seems like a bad idea to send people, like, 2 at a time on a planet alone. With monsters. I spend the first part of the day inside the building, sticking close to the front exit and fire escapes. At least if anything comes for me, I have a chance of bolting. I avoid the labyrinth of hallways, for now. But something feels strange. Like Something is watching me. I know it can't be Larry, but I don't want to think of it being anything else. I'm just paranoid. It's understandable. After what happened yesterday, there's nothing there. There's totally something there. I mutter to myself, heck bent on deluding myself so that I can keep it together. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. There's something there. It's hot and it's gonna kill me. I head back the way I came and stop. There's something on the floor. A bolt sits on the ground, alongside a laser pointer. Huh? I don't remember seeing these. I must have missed them or dropped them. I'm so tired, I just didn't realize, I guess. I pick up the items and head to the front door, depositing them outside before re-entering the building. Looks like I've cleared the front area. It seems like it's time to go further in. The bolts are useful, and the sheet metal too, so if I can find more, maybe I can make some repairs. I flick on my flashlight, grip my shovel, and step into the labyrinth of hallways. I'd made sure to open the necessary blast doors beforehand, so it's easy to move around. Oh, that's a good idea. Also, do they just send people in here with a flashlight and a shovel? Not even some kind of firearm? An hour passes dully, and I sigh as I stumble over my 6th key. Can't I just get something useful? That's when I hear it. The shrill creak of rusty hinges as a vent opens. I turn around and bolt towards what I desperately hope is the exit. It's not. Where's the exit? Where is it? Crap, crap, fluff, crap, fluff! I turn down corridor after corridor, the echo of my footsteps far too loud. A chill grips my spine when I realize it's not just my footsteps thundering down the hall. I turn. A horrific twang fills my ears, and I stare into the worst thing imaginable. The worst thing imaginable? A hospital bill in America? Ah! Is that a coil head? It's horrible. I hate it. The pale body, unnaturally stiffed arms, and a large coil topped with a banged-up mannequin head. Crap! It came right to me! The coil head that killed Larry towers over me, its head bobbing menacingly. Now, I know it's trying to be sexy. I know it's trying to be alluring. However, is that a thing that's in the game? Just a mannequin with a googly head? I hate that. Ah! That would be one of those uninstall the game, turn off your computer, go out of the house and touch grass. I don't want to see that thing. My flashlight's dying. As if fate was written to laugh at me, my flashlight flickers before going out. I'm fluffed. I'm going to die on some distant moon, working a crappy job that pays peanuts without ever making a dent in my ever-growing student debt. And they'll still keep trying to collect it after I'm dead. I'll never get to talk about how mitochondria from Wyvern Orb Z is hot with Ori and Tube ever again. Help! I can barely get my voice above a whisper. Not that it would matter. There's no one to hear me, no one to help, even if I could be heard. I whimper and take a step back, my hand shaking as it traces the rough brick. Step by step, I move backwards, trying desperately to remember my way back. My fingertips scrape against the wall in desperation, and my eyes focus on the creature in the darkness. If I gotta go out, I'm taking you out with me! This is for Larry! But the further I get, the less sure I am that I'm squinting at anything. I round the corner. Ah! I hate it! I hate it! I don't like it, I hate it! The coil head appears in my line of sight at breakneck speed. The sound makes me jump. I start crying. The sound of its spring bounces off the walls aggressively. I can't do this. I'm done. I can't even say goodbye to my family or friends. I take another step and stumble backwards, falling. I close my eyes. I hear a loud crunch and my eyes fly open. The coil head hasn't made it to me. Something is keeping it at bay. An aggressive growl reverberates off the walls, and gradually I make out the outline of a tall, black humanoid gripping the coil head. Its claws rake down the creature with a sickening tear. The other monster that I saw yesterday, the one I tossed loot at. Was that like a peace offering that I accidentally gave it? I stare at the scene, unmoving and dumbfounded. The creature crushes the coilhead's arms in its strong grip. I watch its fascination as the leafy tendrils on its back straighten into blades. They extend, surging around the coilhead, and then stab into it. Cool. Can it do that? I don't dare to breathe. Maybe it doesn't see me. Yes, please get rid of that thing. It scares me. Then, a dull spring sound followed by a thump makes my eyes bulge. The creature ripped the coilhead's head off. A hissing sound fills the air as the coilhead's body behind shudders and crackles, emitting flames and a strange gas. Ugh. Now's my chance. Thank you, bye! I attempt to scramble to my feet, wincing as a sharp pain shoots up my ankle. Crap! I must have heard it when I fell. I start dragging myself forward, terrified. I just need to get far enough away so that The world flips upside down. Eep! My feet no longer touch the ground. Strong arms cradle me as my surroundings pass in a blur. Whatever has me, we're running from the exploding coilhead. And those things explode? What? Why? Why would you make that? When I open my eyes again, I'm back at the entrance. I'm placed gently on the ground, my back resting against the exit door. Aw, did you rescue me? The leaf-adorned creature crouches over me, looking almost concerned. Is it wrong to kiss the bracken? Where'd all these cherry blossoms come from? What? Wait, why are there petals? Hey! I'm trembling. I don't know what this creature is. Is it purring? Oh, it purrs? Hi. It shifts closer, and my eyes widen. Panic and smack it with your No, hold still. Stay calm. I stay frozen, maintaining eye contact as it gently trills, its claw coming up to softly grip my chin, turning my head from one side to another. Aw, are you checking if I'm hurt? It pauses and purrs, as if to say yes. This means yes. I demonstrate by nodding my head and then shaking it. And this one means no. I watch as it makes a soft, inquisitive sound before pointing to me and nodding tentatively. Aww. Oh, thank you. It chirps. Aww. I try to stand, but my ankle still hurts. I yelp as it gathers me into its arms again. Hey, you don't have to... Aw. Sunlight hits my face as it opens the door and walks outside. The realization that the monsters could and can go outside does not make me feel any better. Yeah, he seems like the type who needs to stay in the shadows. I curl up and lean my head against its chest as it steps over the ledge. It emits a worried trill before cradling me closer. Then it jumps off the ledge, landing with a thud. The sound that escapes me is somewhere between a gasp and gargled scream. Gods! Warn me next time! It rumbles apologetically, one of its claws softly rubbing back and forth on my skin. Oh, it's so sweet! Maybe it shouldn't be soothing, but it is. The creature walks towards the ship, stepping over the ledge without using the ladder. Ooh. Him big. It sets me down on my sleeping cot before standing back up. Oh. Now that I get a good look at it, it's quite big. I look down. Everywhere. I flush and look away from the substantial bulge. The group chat would have a field day. I can almost hear Ori screeching. Just like, all my friends are feral as I tell them about the big hunky monster that bridal carried me back to the ship. If only the hot monster sim chat could see this now. The creature cocks its head. Oh, it's nothing. Just talking to myself. Its shoulders relax. So, I don't mean to be rude, but what are you? The creature perks up, confused. Give me a moment. I step over to the terminal and check the databank. The bestiary still works. Okay, hold still. The creature stands straighter and doesn't move, and I chuckle. Aww, you're kinda cute. I bring my scanner up. It stiffens and pulls back, its stance becoming defensive. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I should have warned you. I lower the scanner. It won't hurt you. I promise. It'll just help me know what to call you. The creature relaxes a little. I activate the scanner, and it blips. New creature data sent to terminal. Sigurd. Danger level 70%. Scientific name, Rapax folium. Okay. A bracken? So you're a plant? It nods, the little leaf on its head bobbing. Ah. Exhibits high aggression, even when unprovoked. Ooh. You don't seem very aggressive. Aww. It lets out a soft rumble. I guess you're different than most. Thank you for saving me, by the way. I stretch out my hand, and it looks at me, confused. Embarrassed, I withdraw my hand. I shuffle awkwardly for another moment before a yawn escapes me. I'm exhausted. Today was a lot. For the third time today, the bracken scoops me up into its arms. Hey! It deposits me back onto my sleeping cot, this time pulling the blanket up over me, including my head. Aww, I laugh. I appreciate it, but blankets usually don't go over the head. It wraps its arms around itself. Is that a blush? But really, thank you. I smile with gratitude and watch the color deepen. Almost definitely a blush, then. It awkwardly shuffles out of the ship, nodding quickly before turning and heading back to the building. Aww. I listen to the howling from the eyeless dogs. What? Eyeless dogs? Where are we, Silent Hill? I listen to the howling from the eyeless dogs. Abruptly quiet as the bracken emits an aggressive growl. The blast doors shut, and I settle into a deep sleep. Eyeless dogs. Day 3. Kiss, kiss, fall in love. Do-do-do-do, do-do. Okay, I'll stop. I wake to the squawking of the manticoils. Do I even want to know what those are? Outside and sit up, stretching my arms. Wow, I slept well. I quickly brush my teeth, eat a granola bar, and chug some water. I'm going to need more sheet metal today if I'm going to repair this ship. I open the blast doors, shielding my eyes from the harsh sun. Grabbing my flashlight and shovel, I step out into the metal platform. As I trudge over to the ladder, I spot the bracken from yesterday, sitting on the edge of the upper platform. Aww. I wave at it and chuckle as it stares back, confused. I don't suppose it knows human greetings. I quickly ascend the ladder and jog over to the tall, black cryptid. I can't help but relish the soft grumbles it emits as a greeting. Aww. Are you waiting for me? A soft rumble tells me that the answer is yes. I smile. I head inside the building and, to my surprise, it follows behind me. The first hour is spent gathering scrap in complete peace. No monsters approach us, and the Bracken even points out scrap to me or brings me items on its own. Oh, it's so cute! You're like a cute guard dog. I laugh, and the Bracken emits a soft, happy rumble. I take a step forward, but my foot catches on something sticky. I fall straight into a giant spider web. There's spiders! Ah! I try to break free, but get more tangled. The hairs on the back of my neck stand as I hear a gross, skittering sound. A giant spider appears from the hallway and barrels towards me. Ah! Spider! I freeze. Fortunately, I told the company that I had arachnophobia before I started. I scream anyway. It doesn't even get close. Oh. I hear a sickening rip and squelch as the Bracken launches itself forward, bringing its foot down to stomp onto the spider's head. Its clawed hand holds one of the spider's severed legs in its grip. The spider screeches before shriveling into itself. That was brilliant. I like that. I love that. I was not in the mood to see a big old spider today. The Bracken returns quickly, eyes furrowed in concern, as it gently cuts me from the web with its sharp talons. This is the second time you've saved me. What would I do without you? I'd be coilhead food, or I'd be spider food. I laugh weakly as the Bracken gently grips my shoulders, leaning down to my eye level and chirping. Die, I suppose. I'm okay, because of you. Aww. I want to hug the Bracken. That's neat that it says Platonic. That's neat. Hug the Bracken. Thank you, buddy. I hear a soft, anxious sound emitting from the Bracken's chest. Its body trembles as its claws gently reach for me. Hey. It whines and steps closer, looking down over me. I move close, wrapping my arms around its middle as it stiffens. Hey, it's okay. I'm okay, see? It steadies as one of its arms wraps around my waist, tugging me close to its body. I feel the gentle press of its claws cradle the back of my head as it nuzzles my hair. Oh, it's so sweet. Nothing happened because you were here to protect me, remember? I feel it nod and press me impossibly closer. I rub gentle circles against its back with my hand. Thank you for keeping me safe. It stops trembling, emitting a soft purr instead. After a while, I untangle myself from its arms, giving its hand a soft squeeze. I move to pick up my scattered items, and I watch it heap a bunch of scrap into its large arms. I think I'll head back early for today. Could you give me a hand? It nods enthusiastically, and we head back to the exit to grab the rest of our scrap. Oh, a little later. We drop off the last of the scrap on the ship. The Bracken gently places down several V8 engines it was carrying on its own. Having you around has been a great help. Oh, it's so happy. Its soft trill makes me smile, and the creature bends down for me to pet its head gently. It's only 4 p.m., so we've got some time before things get scary. Things get scarier? It points to itself, a low growl emitting loudly enough that I can feel it buzz through the air from its place beside me. Are you saying I'm safe with you around? Oh, it has a menacing aura. A soft rumble and a tentative nod. I don't doubt it, but we should be careful nonetheless. Oh, that reminds me. It had nodded. It was communicating. He's learning. Let me teach you some greetings and stuff. The creature leans back slightly, turning its body towards me inquisitively. "Come along, we'll sit somewhere a little nicer." I motioned the Bracken over as I exit the ship, climbing the nearby ladder to the top of the water tank. I sit at the edge, facing the sun and letting the warm rays bask us in a golden glow. The Bracken plops itself down next to me, a pleasant sound rolling from its chest. "Oh, okay, so this means maybe..." I spend the next hour or so teaching it different greetings and gestures. So waving is how we say hello, but also how we say goodbye. I explain while demonstrating the movements and laugh as it mimics my actions. You already know what nodding and shaking your head means. What else can I teach you? A romantic high five, because as we know, a high five is the epitome of romance. Oh, high-fiving is a show of friendship and victory. I hold its hand up and gently clap mine against it. See? Aw. I hold my hand up again, and this time it reaches forward, but instead of a quick tap, it intertwines our fingers together and leans closer. Its body draws closer to mine. That means something different. My face feels hot. It doesn't let go. It leans in closer, bringing its face to my eye level. Gods, it really is cute. Might even be better than the brain flayer from Baldur's Gate 3. I jump a little as its free arm wraps around me, hand pressing against the small of my back. It presses our foreheads together, and a hum reverberates quietly from its chest. Here, let me... I bring both my hands up to cradle its face gently, before pressing my lips to its mouth. This is how you show you like someone, as more than a friend. The Bracken emits a high-pitched sound before it surges forward, brushing against my lips again. It pulls me closer, one of its hands gently gripping my shoulder. One of my hands slides down its shoulder, then down over the corded muscles to stroke its forearm. We stay here for a while, kissing in the warmth of the setting sun. Oh, it's getting dark. My friends are going to be wondering where I am, and I'm here smooching monsters. The Bracken nods before pointing at me, then at the ship. I should, but hanging out with you was fun. I hear a soft rumble as the Bracken tugs my sleeve, motioning to the setting sun, and then back to the ship. Yeah, I know. I should get back. It gets dicey at night. It sadly nods. I'll see you tomorrow, first thing in the morning. I stand and stretch my limbs before climbing down the ladder and heading back to the ship. I watch the Bracken, wondering if it will follow me, but it instead walks towards the building. It waves, and the movement is a little awkward, unsure. Good night! I wave back as it walks inside the building. How did these monsters come to be? Because I looked at the Lethal Company wiki, and some of these monsters are pretty kooky.
What's with this guy? Who is he?
Where did these things come from? Are they like experiments? Maybe I should just play this game. Back inside the ship, I seal the blast doors and step out of my suit. I eat a couple more granola bars before showering and brushing my teeth, flopping straight into my cot right after. I still don't have a signal yet, so I can't inform the hot monster sim chat about my makeout session with a strangely hot monster I'm acquainted with on this distant planet. Thinking about the Bracken again, I blush and trace my lips with my fingers. This is wild. That night, I dream of soft kisses, claws gently holding me, and a cute 7-foot-tall plant monster. Gosh dang it, I would like a 7-foot-tall plant monster. I love plant monsters. Day 4. Am I delusional? Or can I really be this happy in this new world? Aww. A gentle knocking rouses me from my slumber. As I sit up, I realize it's a faint thunking noise rapping against the ship's blast doors. I drag myself over and open the blast doors. Instead of the sun hitting my face, I'm swallowed up by the large shadow of the bracken, bending down to fit into the frame of the door, and one clawed hand grasping at the top edge of it. Oh, hot. Hi, couldn't wait for me to show up, huh? The bracken nods, the movement a little more sure and practiced than yesterday. It ducks slightly and steps into the ship. It makes an inquisitive sound. I'm not sure what to do today. I guess we could take a day off work and just hang out here. An affirmative purr makes me laugh. It's been a while since I've taken a day off. Come to think of it, I haven't explored this planet much. Want to go check it out? An affirmative chirp greets my ears. We set off to explore the building's surroundings. I point out the manticoils, watching them skate around oddly with their wings spread out. The bracken chases off a baboon hawk as it gets too close, and I laugh as the offending creature bounds away, squawking. We even come across several random giant pumpkins, just sitting there. Menacingly, giant pumpkins. What kind of kooky crazy planet is this? So it's exactly like the pumpkins on Earth, just huge. Imagine the pies. Imagine! I cut a wedge of the pumpkin and stash it in my bag. I can roast pumpkin for dinner tonight. Wait, do you eat? I watch the bracken cock its head to the side and shrug. I mean, if you're a plant, you photosynthesize, I guess. It shrugs again. You just need some water. Well, I still need to eat, so I'm cooking this tonight. It makes a soft chortling sound, its shoulders shaking again. Are you laughing at me? It nods, and I can't help but laugh too. I'll have you know, eating food, although annoying, is a great time, and you can make so many wonderful dishes. It rolls its eyes as if telling me that I'm the one with the skill issue. You're getting cheeky, aren't you? I yelp as it pokes me in the side. Aww. After a couple of hours of exploring, including checking out a random house that looks like it's spawned out of thin air, we head back to the ship. All right, let's get the party started. Ooh. We head inside the ship, and I busy myself with seasoning and roasting the pumpkin. The bracken stands there awkwardly before coming over to see what I'm doing. You can make yourself at home, you know. Have a look around. It wraps its arms around my waist instead, holding me close. I blush. The scene is oddly domestic, and I'm surprised at how much I like it. I wonder if we could stay like this forever. I press myself into its chest, and it bends over to rest its chin on my head. We then sit at the little table and chat while I eat. It pokes fun at me now and then. Yeah, you can just stand in the sun for sustenance. It makes a little chortling sound again. You're lucky you're so cute. I don't let anyone tease me like this. I swear it's beaming with happiness. I finish up eating and wash the dishes, my thoughts constantly drawn back to the hot monster inside my ship. How would a relationship between us work anyway? A very, very large flower pot. I need more VNs with plant husbands. I like plant husbands. If you also like plant husbands, a long time ago I played a really neat game called Flowers of Evil. I can't wait till that game updates. I'd really love to play that more again. I mutter quietly to myself as I dry the dishes and put them away. My eyes flick to the terminal in the corner of the ship. Wiping my hands on a small towel, I shuffle over to the machine. Tapping on the keys, I bring up the bracken's file on the bestiary again and scroll through it. So does it reproduce? Sexually? Why am I even looking this up? I feel like I'm being intrusive. A soft, twinkling sound comes from over my shoulder, and I turn, only to be face to face with the very monster I'm thinking of horizontally tangoing with. Ah! I wasn't looking at your mating habits, I swear. I fly back and bump my head on the terminal, and pain bursts across my skull. Ow! I feel clawed hands cradle my face, and my eyes stare into concerned white ones. I'm okay. You just startled me, is all. It whimpers. Hot. Does it whimper while it focus? Wait, don't be sad. I'm not mad. I was just lost in thought. The bracken looks up at me, wringing its clawed hands together nervously. I step forward and take its hands in mine. Seriously, don't worry. You didn't do anything wrong, okay? A startled squeak escapes me when it leans down, engulfing me in a hug. It rubs its cheek against mine, kissing me on the forehead. You're a lot more affectionate now. It's not a bad thing. It's my turn to blush as it gently runs its mouth along my hand, kissing each finger. My breath catches. You learn fast. It chirps before backing away, moving to stand at its full height, looking curiously around the room. It makes the space inside the ship look smaller. It walks over to the terminal, pressing a button curiously. I watch it move over to the hanging LED lights against the wall, poking one with its clawed fingers. Those are some lights I got to make the place look a little more cozier. They're not much, but they make it more at home. The bracken nods, and its eyes widen curiously as it spies the blue boombox resting on the floor. Oh, this one is a boombox. I move to press the button, and music fills the ship. It plays fun tunes like this, and you can dance to it. Aw, we're gonna dance with the bracken. The bracken tilts its head. Do you know how to dance? It shakes its head. Here, like this. I just casually put on DDR. I start to bend my knees, doing little quarter squats before pushing my palms out and retracing them one by one in time to the music. I'm not very good at dancing, but as long as you're having fun, I'd say that's what matters. I change my hand movements into fists, moving them up and down, doing the monkey. The bracken clumsily copies my movements, moving its arms stiffly. Aw, there you go. I move forward and take the bracken's hands, resuming the dance with our fingers entwined. I laugh as we dance together, the bracken getting more used to the movements the more time passes. I teach it to twirl, and we attempt the world's worst waltz, even mockingly bowing at one another at the end. We dance late into the night, eventually squeezing into the tiny cot together and falling asleep. Good night. I really enjoyed today. It cuddles closer. A clawed hand strokes down my back, gently dipping under the hem of my pajamas to trace the bare skin. For the first time since arriving here, I don't need a heater. Oh, easy warm. Day 5. Why do I feel like I'm in an anime? We walk over to the building, my hand shielding my eyes from the harsh morning sun. It's so frickin' hot! I would die there. I would cook. Ugh. I run to the shade, ducking into it. The relief it provides isn't nearly as much as I had hoped. The bracken, on the other hand, doesn't seem to mind the heat at all. The bracken stands in the sun, happily basking in the rays. He's having breakfast. It motions me over, and I push off the wall, reluctantly joining it under the oppressive heat once more. I reach up and hug the bracken, before pulling back and placing both my hands on its face, balancing on my tiptoes. I guide the creature down for a kiss. It seems all too happy to oblige me. As I run my hands along the sides of its face, I notice a few tiny white blossoms on the tops of its shoulders. Is it flowering? Come to think of it, its whole body looks a little more greenish than before. You've been in the sun more lately, haven't you? The bracken nods. the small leaf tendrils on its head bobbing up and down. It's adorable. I stifle a laugh and gently poke one of the tiny blossoms growing on its shoulder. It suits you. Oh, he'd be covered in little flowers. Oh no, do I love the bracken? A happy rumbling reverberates from it, and we head out to collect scrap for the day. We spend a few hours collecting sheet metal, bolts, and scrap. We even find a few cans of unopened soda. As time goes by, however, I find my mood sinking lower and lower. Larry! Why am I even doing this anymore? There's not much else waiting for me back there, save for a crappy job with crappy pay and a whole crap ton of crappy crap debt. Do I even want to leave anymore? Is there much point in collecting stuff to try and fix the satellites so I can send a signal to the company? I look up, prompted by a soft whine. The bracken is watching me, concerned. I'm okay, just thinking. It tugs my sleeves and cocks its head, gently patting my head before picking up all the scrap, carrying it to the exit. I follow along, curious. We arrive at the ship, and it dumps the scrap into a little pile. The bracken then turns to me and holds up one finger. One? It nods and then points to us both, then the ship. Hang out? In the ship? An affirmative chirp. But then it holds up two fingers. Two? Another nod, and this time it points once again to us both before pointing back at the building, and then back at itself. Hang out in your room? It nods, pleased with its communicating abilities. Oh, what, the Bracken's room? You have a room? Is it filled with plants? Sure, let's go. I guess we could go to yours. I don't think I've ever seen it before. I grab some items from the ship before we head back inside the building. We walk through the hallways without much trouble, and I eventually enter a large room with beige walls. Oh, so this is where you sleep? The bracken nods. I look around. There's a pile of blankets in the corner, and... Are those my lights? I see the fairy lights from my ship. They're not plugged in, but laying on the floor, carefully arranged. I watch the bracken wring its hands together before it reaches a hand forward, gently stroking my face and then bringing my hand to their heart. Did you do this to make me feel at home here? Aww. Those are some lights I got to make this place look a little cozier. They're not much. They make it feel more at home. It nods. You're so wonderful, you know that? It chirps happily. I sit on the pile of blankets, beckoning it over to join me. I have an idea. The bracken cocks its head as I move to lie on the blankets, reaching into my bag for the 2 books I brought along. Are we gonna read it a story? Oh. I'll read the safe for work one, but I think the not safe for work one is going to be on my adult Patreon, so is it wrong to have a meet cute in the dungeon? Aww. Let's read something. I hold up a book titled, Is It Wrong to Have a Meet Cute in the Dungeon? My friends back home told me it was a good read, and they gifted it to me before I came here. Something about it suiting me or whatever. The bracken sits next to me, curiously eyeing the comic in my hand. I open the pages as we read together. The first chapter shows a novice adventurer entering a dungeon on their own. They're clearly not well equipped for the upcoming adventure. As they make their way through, they encounter a monster that looks much too strong. Haha, this was like when you and I first met. The bracken rumbles in affirmation. I turn the page and watch as the MC attempts to fight the monster, before giving up and... flirting. Well, it's just me then. Okay, this is so silly. A clawed finger turns the page. You seem to like this. The Bracken shrugs and looks at the images in the book. It shows the monster blushing and flirting back, while other more seasoned adventurers look on in shock. Ah, so that's why you like it. We spend the next few minutes reading the book, finishing a couple more chapters before discarding it to the side, wanting to do something else. I reach over shyly, entwining our fingers together, and rub my thumb in little circles on its skin. It looks down at your hands, inquisitively, before shuffling closer and placing both our hands on its lap. Its skin is cool to the touch, the texture similar to the soft, waxy surface of leaves. Aw. You know, the last few days have been really great. The Bracken turns to face me. I was just so tired all the time. I thought getting more education would help me find a better job, but it didn't. I resented working here. But not anymore, because I met you. It wraps an arm around my shoulders, pulling me to rest my head on its chest. We lie back on the blankets. Can I stay here? The Bracken huffs, as if telling me, why do you even need to ask? Obviously, we need to fix the ship and get the signal back. I can't go radio silent on my family and friends. I feel it nod, but I'm pretty sure the company doesn't care about me anymore, since there's no way the ship can fly again. The Bracken grabs me with its strong arms, pulling me up until I'm laying on top of it, wrapping me in a tight hug. Do you want me to stay? Again, the same huff. Obviously, it implies. I mean, if you'll have me here, I don't see why not. I laugh as I feel it purring excitedly, trying to hide its joy and excitement. I move up to kiss the Bracken, pecking it on the mouth. It responds by hugging me tighter, rolling onto its side and cuddling me even closer. You're rather clingy, you know. I didn't say it was a bad thing. I like being close to you. The only concern I have, though, is where we're going to live. I don't want to take you from your home here and ask you to live in the ship, but I also can't move here, or I'll probably die. The Bracken sits up, squeezing my shoulder reassuringly, before it points to the door of its room, to imply the monster's in the building, and then back to itself, dragging a single talon across its neck. It looks proud. Now, where did you learn that? It shrugs, and I laugh. I can't ask you to clear out the entire compound. It's dangerous, and a lot of work. The Bracken shrugs again, before flopping back down to the blankets, looking at me. I'm sure we'll make something work. Since the ship doesn't fly anymore, maybe we can renovate it, make it bigger. It rumbles in agreement. I shuffle closer, cuddling up again and resting my cheek against it. I reach a hand up to gently squeeze at the Bracken's chest. Oh, man, what bra do you wear? Why did I do that? Why didn't you do that? Ignore me. The Bracken murmurs and wraps an arm around me. I curl into it. Let's go exploring again tomorrow, okay? It chirps softly before kissing my forehead. I sigh happily and close my eyes, drifting to sleep. I feel warm, safe, and happy. Everything is just perfect. Nothing better ruin this. Ending 4. Quota filled. Oh, we lived happily ever after? 2 months later. So, yeah, we've been really happy ever since. I'm sitting in a group call with the Hot Monster Simp Chat crew. After some time, we managed to restore the signal. So, can you show us the hottie you're in love with? Only if it's okay with it. I motion for the Bracken to come over. It stands in front of the camera, waving awkwardly. Aww.
Oh, wow!
Yeah, it's pretty cute. The Bracken kneels to kiss me on the cheek. The group chat explodes in ahs and a single gross. Who said that? Was it Steve? Shut up, Steve. But seriously, we thought you were dead. Everyone on Earth, including your work, thinks you perished. I mean, Chub, even we thought she was dead. We even built her a shrine in Finite Daydream 14. Nothing like legally dying to get all your debt erased. All according to Keikaku? Keikaku? I whisper to the Bracken. Oh, Keikaku means plan. Ah. I flash a peace sign as the chat groans. So, you're just staying there? Yeah, I'm much happier here with my love anyway. Plus, the company designated this planet as barren, so I doubt they'd even come looking for me. Man, I want to get stranded on a deserted planet and meet a hot monster too. Me 3. Maybe one day. Until then, you've got Narcissist from Ball's Gate 3. Anyway, I gotta go. It's date night. We say our goodbyes, and I hang up the call. I sit next to the Bracken on the bed. I giggle as it pushes me down gently before climbing on top of me, kissing my neck. Needy, I wasn't even gone for long. Oh, it's why I love you, though. The Bracken chirps and taps its claw 3 times against my heart, telling me the same. Oh. Its claws run up my legs, enveloping my waist before it tugs at my shirt. I smirk. Think you can do that thing you did last night again? Its eyes widen before it pins my wrists to the bed. I laugh, shut my eyes, and enjoy the ride. Oh, the end. That time I got transported away to be a monster's love on a distant planet. Oh, absolutely adorable. Okay, going all the way back to the beginning after Larry. What if I head home with the autopilot? What if I just say, none of this, none of this? I'm leaving. Picking myself up, I hurry to the autopilot and launch the program. The ship takes off, routing back to the company building. A few days later, the company wasn't happy with my early return, but seemed placated when I offered some of my own savings to cover the remaining $40. They gave me a warning and bundled me into another ship with a new crew and a higher quota. I'm scared of what will happen if I fail again. I look outside the windows of the ship, staring at the passing stars, and rest my head against the glass. Is this how it's going to be? Forever? Ending 1. Nothing changes. Panic and hit it with your shovel. Aww. Fear spikes through me. I grab my discarded shovel and swing. Hard. It connects to the creature's head with a sickening thud. The metal sound ringing in your ears. The impact knocks it back a little, stunning it. It's no longer purring. Whoops. I hear a terrifying low rumble start before it raises in pitch into an angry screech. No! Whoop! The screech becomes painful as I cover my ears and wince. A sharp pain surges up my spine. Then, nothing. Ugh. Ending 2. Why did you hit it? And not in the sexy way? I don't know. What happens if I press all the Platonic, endings? Reassure it, platonically. Thank you. Again, I'm alright, see? I step back and spin around with my arms out to the side. No injuries whatsoever. It rumbles again before standing back to its full height, satisfied knowing I wasn't hurt. Aww. Demonstrate a thumbs up. Platonically. I stick my thumb up and hold my fist out. This is a thumbs up. It means good. I laugh as the bracken attempts, its claws awkwardly positioning themselves into a poor mimicry of the gesture. There you go. It rumbles gleefully, its shoulders heaving as it laughs. At least, I think it's laughing. You can make yourself at home, Have a look around. It stalks off, opening the red cupboard at the end of the ship. It takes out a yellow flashlight, flicking it on and dropping it in surprise. Aw. Not all of us can see in the dark like you. I need a light source. It kicks gently at the flashlight, as if offended that it managed to surprise it. The bracken steps over the flashlight, leaving it where it rolled to a stop on the floor, and returns to me. Almost done. I'll eat, and then we can hang out. Half an hour later, I pull the pumpkin from the oven and place it into a bowl. We sit at the little table and chat while I eat. It pokes fun at me now and then. Yeah, you can just stand in the sun for sustenance. It makes a little chortling sound again. Who would have thought I'd be bantering with a monster friend on some abandoned planet, huh? I stay amused while taking another bite. It shrugs before giving a thumbs up and pointing to me, then itself. Yeah, I'm glad we're friends too. It chirps. Aww. After dinner, I wash the dishes before settling on a comfortable spot on the floor. The bracken sits next to me, huffing a little. Want to see some animals back on Earth? It perks up and nods. I bring up my phone. Even without a signal, my photos are still accessible. These are called cats. They belong to my friend, Chube. I tilt my phone, showing a photo of a small tabby and a chubby orange cat. They're friendly, but if they want to be left alone, they'll scratch and bite. The bracken shrinks back, alarmed. I lift my hand, showing a tiny scar on the thumb. This was from my friend's tuxedo cat, Puddles. I got a bit too cuddly. I still love them, though. The bracken tilts its head, confused, maybe even judging a little. Hey, if you met one, you'd understand. It shrugs, seemingly unconvinced. I take it you're not a cat monster. Anyway, this is a lizard, specifically a bearded dragon. They're very sweet and friendly. This is a dog. We call them man's best friend back on Earth. I bring up countless more animal photos that I've stored, and regale my monstrous friend with facts and stories. We spend the night like this, together, until the stars come out. Laughing into the late hours, I eventually get ready for bed, curling up in my cot while the bracken curls up on a spare blanket near the terminal. Good night. I had fun today. It trills in response. Oh, we're best friends. The bracken stands in the sun, happily basking in the rays. It motions me over, and I push off the wall, reluctantly joining it under the oppressive heat once more. I gently bump its shoulder with my fist as a greeting. As I do, I notice a few tiny white blossoms on the top of its shoulders. Let's hang out in the ship, platonically. Why don't we chill on the ship? I found Larry's Contender Swap console that we can play Mega Smash Siblings on. I'll teach you how to play. We head inside the ship, and I hook up Larry's console to the terminal. I hand the bracken one of the controllers. This one's for you, Larry. We'll never forget you. So we're basically versing one another. I win the first match in record time, while the bracken simply holds the controller and waits. Aww. Aww. Okay, so this button is a punch. This lets you move, and if you string different hits together, you get what's called combos. It grips the controller and points at the Nintendo Swap. Again? It nods impatiently. All right, I'm gonna kick your butt. Oh. After a couple of matches, we sit in comfortable silence before I speak. You're getting the hang of it. It chirps proudly, having gotten a win in the last round. Aww. I stare at the controller in my hands, thinking back to my earlier dilemma. Hey, are you cool if I move here? Anxious, my words start to slide together. I'm talking too fast, but I can't seem to stop. It's just, I don't really have much going for me back home, and I'm pretty happy here, and... The Bracken nods. Seriously? You mean it? It nods more aggressively this time. Yes, we'll have to fix the satellites so I can tell my family, but I'll quit my job, and we can just forage for food and hang out every day. Aww. I've always wanted to say fluff you to capitalism and move somewhere secluded. I flash the Bracken a double thumbs up, and after a moment of trying to organize its long fingers, it mirrors the gesture back at me. Anyway, let's go again? I hold up the controller. Time to run the set. The Bracken holds its controller and presses start. Aww. We're playing melee siblings together. Ending 3. Friends forever. Aww. 2 months later. Man, I want to get stranded on a desert planet and meet a hot monster too. Maybe one day. Until then, you've got Narcus from Baldur's Gate 3. Anyway, I gotta go. Gotta hang out with the buddy. We say our goodbyes, and I hang up the call and sit next to the Bracken, who already has the Nintendo swap set up. I thought you'd gotten tired of getting your butt kicked. The Bracken rolls its eyes, and we press play. The end. My friends are my power. This game was a silly endeavor by a few friends made in 12 days. We hope it made you laugh. Absolutely. Well, that was Is It Wrong to Kiss the Bracken? Just imagine I go to play actual Lethal Company and I'm running away from the Bracken saying, this isn't just like my Japanese animes. But this was made in 12 days? I'd say it's pretty good. It's very well written, the Bracken is very cute, and even the not safe for work scenes, which will be on my Not Safe for Work Patreon, were very well written, very romantic, very sweet. I am now forever ruined thinking that the Bracken will be a sweet plant boy, and I for one say more plant boys in visual novels. But this was incredibly sweet, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. And if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like button, so that my channel can grow and sprout little blossoms of its own. But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself, have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.